Welcome, everybody. The NFL season is over, which means it's time to look forward to the 2023 NFL Draft. I'm Joe with the Game House, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Los Angeles Rams in a 2023 NFL mock draft. All right, as mentioned, the Los Angeles Rams are up in our 2023 NFL mock draft series. They're a team that they kind of sold out to win that Super Bowl, but you wouldn't trade a Super Bowl for the world. So now what they're doing is having a lot of picks to replace a lot of the roster that is maybe aged out or not with the Rams anymore. So we're going to get to a mock draft here where they're going to have a lot of different things they need to improve, but also a lot of picks to do that. So we're going to be using the NFL Mock Draft Database Simulator. I like it because it uses like the internet's big board smushed together in terms of ranking players. There will be players who fall that maybe aren't the most realistic, but we will try to keep it all as real as possible here. We will also be, we will also be declining all trades that come through. A lot of these mock draft simulators, they just don't have the most realistic trades going through. So we'll just go with the picks that they have for right now. So we're gonna start off with pick number 36 with the Rams. They do not have a first round pick in this draft. But still a lot of players available at pick number 36 where I think you can feel pretty comfortable about that. And let's see here. We're going to reject all these trades. I think the pick here would be Brian Branch, the safety out of Alabama. I like him a lot more. A lot of people have fallen on him because of the combine not being as great, but was a really good football player for Alabama, a really instinctive player. I think he could be a really good safety in the NFL. The Rams need help all over. You could go him. You could go Will McDonald. You know what? On second thought, let's go Will McDonald with the edge rusher. They need more edge rushing help than they do safety help right now. So let's go Will McDonald, who a lot of people have as a first-round pick after his combine performance. So we'll get that edge rusher out of the way to help that pass rush now that some of their guys are gone from that Super Bowl team, like Von Miller. Next pick up is pick number 69 for the Los Angeles Rams. And let's see what we got. We got a lot of interior linemen here. We got some of the safeties here. Let's go Sidney Brown, the safety out of Illinois. They have a couple safeties who are in this draft. They had a pretty good secondary overall with Devin Witherspoon at corner as well. I think they can plug and play Sidney Brown right away. And then this leaves us still with Cody Mauch available. So let's take Cody Mauch, the tackle from North Dakota State, but more likely going to move inside in the NFL. Can help that interior of the offensive line as we move ahead here. A pretty good draft so far in terms of hitting some of their top needs. Still some other ones here that we're probably going to want to hit as they have this huge gap from pick number 77 to pick number 167. We'll be looking to get a corner, maybe an offensive tackle, defensive lineman in there, possibly running back. They don't seem to love Cam Akers. We'll see what they do with that in the next couple of years here. But let's see, pick number 167. We have a couple picks right back to back to back in this range. So I think because there's a couple running backs on the board, I will save the running backs for now, and let's go Mike Morris, a very athletic defensive lineman out of Michigan. Probably can play multiple positions along that defensive line and can help out overall. So now we have I think let's go corner. Let's go to Jacorian Bennett, the corner out of Maryland. They have Deonte Banks in this draft as well to help them out. But I think, from Maryland, that both of them which are good. But I think that Jacorian Bennett can be a pretty productive player, tested pretty well. And now that sets us up to take one of the running backs who is still available, and that is Deuce Vaughn, a playmaker in the open field, a guy you want to get the ball in his hands, and I think can maybe complement Cam Akers more than anything as we move forward here. Next one up, let's go with Nick Broeker, the interior lineman out of Ole Miss. He played tackle for most of his career, moved to guard this year. I think he's probably going to fit in the NFL. Can really help the interior. I know we already have gotten Cody Mauch, but getting versatility in guys that you're getting at pick 182, guys who play multiple positions, I think that's something you need to try to do. Let's go with Jonathan Mingo, the wide receiver out of Ole Miss, a bigger physical receiver. I believe he's like 6'2", over 200 pounds. I think he's a guy who can battle for the ball and give you some depth behind Cooper Kupp and Allen Robinson and Ben Skowronek. All right, next one up. We should take, if there's a tackle available, let's go Ryan Hayes, the left tackle from Michigan's teams the last several years. They ran the ball very well. He's a guy who could probably get moved to right tackle here soon. But we knew their offensive line needs some help. Just this past year wasn't as good as they maybe would have liked. And now they get a couple of guys on the offensive line to help out with that. Got some of their needs already filled out, so let's see what else is here on the board. I would say there's plenty of possibilities here with some of these guys. Let's go. Let's go with Nick Hampton, the edge out of Appalachian State. He had a pretty good combine too. Smaller school guy, so not everyone knows him, but I think could be productive and give you some depth along that edge rushers. And then let's double down on the tackles here too. Nick Saldivieri out of Old Dominion. Guys can provide depth. I think he can make the roster. I'm a little bit higher than consensus on Nick Saldivieri. But I think that's a guy who they could take late as more tackle depth, as they're going to need that moving forward. So recapping the draft that the Rams just had, Will McDonald, the fourth out of Iowa State, really good pass rush win rate at Iowa State. I think he can provide an impact right away. Maybe a little bit undersized, but they run that 3-4. He can play the outside linebacker spot and be just fine. Sidney Brown at safety, one of the best players available. At that pick, number 69, and I think he can be an impact player as well, and part of that really good Illinois secondary. Cody Mock, a tackle at North Dakota State. He's going to move inside probably at the NFL. Probably can start right away. Very good demeanor and blocking, and just, a guy you want because he finishes plays very well. Mike Morris is an athletic defensive lineman who can really help the interior of this offensive line. Jacorian Bennett at corner. Might go a little bit higher than this in the draft. A pretty good athlete. Deuce Vaughn, a running back who just really good in the open field. Nick Broker, at interior offensive line, but also played tackle in college. We double up on the Ole Miss players with Jonathan Mingo at wide receiver, just to give wide receiver depth. Ryan Hayes, the left tackle from Michigan, who really helped them run the ball well over the last several years, might be right tackle in the NFL. Nick Hampton, an edge rusher from a smaller school, but a guy I think can make the roster. And then Nick Saldivieri, a guy who can make the roster out of Old Dominion here. Like this draft, I mean, it's hard not to like drafts where you have all these picks, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll be having more mock drafts as we go along through the NFL draft this year at the end of April. For now, thanks for watching. We'll see everyone next time.